what's up? This is Your Queen again, and today I'm going to show you another game of mine that I played today. But I think instead of really trying to analyze the game too much, I'm also going to tell you a little bit of a story about my first experience in a chess club. Okay, so we will now watch this game, and at the same time, I can reflect back on my very fun experience that I had um, a while ago when I decided that it was time to go, you know, to play in a chess club. And actually, I think first I might show you the game that I played today. So, yeah, like I told you, the same kind of opening, except now they don't take out their knights, which is always nice for me. Except that they did in the end. So the fun kinda stopped there. Mm, Again, you see it's the same kind of opening. And now the challenging my bishop, which is a situation I didn't really like because I didn't want to again create isolated pawns. So this time I actually hopped in the middle to stop that from happening. And now they have all the keys in the world to decide what they will do with that. They castle. And then I did something that I've noticed actually now recently, that there's a way for me to kind of challenge the center with that pawn because it's protected by my light bishop. Obviously, it does open this possibility, but I had already thought about it, and so I decided that hey, I'm going to use my knight to stop that from happening. Yeah, you see, I'm very good at predicting things. So they checked me, and I'm like, who cares? I'm going to go there. And then they were really thinking about this for a while. And then they did something. You see, this is exactly why I don't like the knights. You know, now they are threatening my knight, who is a hero, basically trying to stop the check. And so the only way I can now save this situation is with my queen, right? Or, yeah, with the rook as well. That's actually interesting. But I decided to do it with the queen. And now they are just opening, developing their own game in there, and probably thinking about this situation. Uh, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, I thought that it's a little bit boring to have this bishop in there. Maybe I can get rid of it. But no, he decided that let's trade things, and so now I have isolated pawns again. Now they threaten my knight, and mm, and I was thinking about it. Should I go back? It would maybe put my knight in a little bit stupid decision. Actually, I can't remember what I did. Yeah, I challenged their knight because I thought, what the hell? If they're if they are threatening my knight, I can as well threaten theirs. And they didn't like it, so they went away. And now I hopped away with my knight, but actually now when I think about it, I could have really gone there as well. I don't know. Um, and now they are trying to, secure this square, probably because they want to really attack my bishop. But then I saw like a situation that, hey, my queen is already in here, so, you know, there is a possibility to win a pawn. And yeah, they're definitely trying to come strongly on this square right now. So I was thinking I will win a pawn. So I did that. They move their king. And I withdraw here because I was thinking that knight is a little bit annoying. Maybe I can get rid of that. And now they did what I was expecting them to do, so they come down because now they have uh, enough pieces to protect that square. And yeah, I'm like, let's eat it. And they eat back, and now they're threatening my bishop. And that was the time when I decided I will eat your knight. And so we traded the knight and the bishop. And now this situation really warrants some attention. So I ate it with my knight, and who knew? Who would have known? There is a check happening, and they have to withdraw. And this would have been like a very fun situation without this pawn. Yeah. But there was a pawn, so I could not really, at least not instantly, I didn't really feel the rush to go there. Also, I saw the possibility of them using the queen in there, so I decided to kind of stop that. And they decided to, bring their queen forward heroically to threaten my knight. And so I was thinking, I'm actually winning. I have to check by 2. So I decided that, hey, maybe it's time to trade the queens again. And so they took that and ate my queen, and I ate it back. And they ate my poor isolated pawn. So now I'm just winning by 1. Then I decided to castle. Well, it's not really much a castle anymore, but it's good enough. Now they come forward with the light bishop, which is not really threatening any squares. And so I hop back because I wanted to secure this one, and I was thinking that it's better in the center anyway. And yeah, they're securing that pawn. So I couldn't really eat it, even though my knight was very hungry. Then I was thinking, what are you doing there? You could go away. And they did, and they went to this square, which looks very yummy, but there's the horse or the knight, so I couldn't really eat it instantly. But then I brought more power into the game because I was thinking, yeah, this could be our potential next victim. But they noticed that, so they went away. And then I noticed that there's another potential victim, so I instantly attacked that one. And they go away. And this was a situation where I really was thinking if I should just eat that. But then I decided to trade the knights instead. And that was that. And this fellow was constantly on my mind. It was bothering me quite a lot actually, and I was thinking how to get rid of that. Because bishops are like snipers. They can be bad. So I was thinking how to get rid of that. And now they put their rook on the open file, which I wasn't very happy about because it allows them to come down. And I went there to threaten that pawn, but they secured it. And then I threatened their rook, and they brought it down to threaten my pawn. But at this point, it's pretty easily protectable is that even a word? Protectable? Anyway, it's very easily protected, so that's what I did. I just protected that one because I knew that they cannot really eat that one, mm, and that this is not really a threat, so I decided to bring it in the middle. And that is when our opponent resigned, and I gained 6 points. So that was today's game. I was not brave enough to play another one and lose my points because you know that things happen fast and you can also lose points very fast. So I was thinking, I need some fresh brains for the new game. Anyway, about the story. So my first chess club experience was very interesting. Like I told you, I have never really gone to a chess club, and I'm over 30. So a while ago, I decided that maybe it's time. Maybe I should go to a chess club, and I actually did some research online, and I was asking people like, where could I go? Is there like a nice chess club where a beginner could go and just practice? Some person told me that yeah, there's a chess club, and anyone can go there, and it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, and you can just go there, and then they told me the time, and I actually contacted this one friend of mine, and who also has played chess a little bit, and I actually didn't know that friend so well either, but we had been talking for a while, and he said, okay, let's go. Let's go there. And we were both, we didn't really know that much about the chess club, so we would just walk in, and it's like full of people, like old and young, and all kinds of people, and we are very nervous. Like we are very like, where are we? What is happening? And then the chairman, I think, of the club comes and greets us and says that like you are coming to play, and then we say yes, and there was some talk about the entry fee and everything. We had not prepared anything, and that was a little bit embarrassing for us. But then they said that okay, come on anyway, and you can play. And then they explained how there are like two groups, like the A group with like really good players, and then there's like the B group where everyone needs to start, and then you can like climb up the ladder. And then we were there just talking a little bit, and the chairman wanted to play against my friend, and I was just watching the game when I realized that they are playing a 3 minute game and I'm playing 30-minute games, and I was asking, how long are these games here? And the German said 3 minutes. We are playing 3 minutes today. And I was like, no way. I instantly said that I think it's better that I'm not playing because I'm playing longer games like classical. And then he said, no, come on, like you can play with us, and it doesn't really really matter. And I just knew already, but because I am how I am, I was like, okay, let's try, you never know, maybe this is my movie moment that I will show everyone. And then, he was also analyzing the game between him and my friend, and said like, okay, you're pretty tough actually, even if he actually lost in the end. But I also was looking at the game, and I realized that he was actually doing pretty well. And so the chairman said like, you're actually pretty good. But he didn't play against me. And then the fun began, and I was in the B group, and the system, I didn't know anything. I had not even used this kind of timer before. So because I play online. So I was just like a nervous wreck again. And the other players had to explain to me that, if you make a move, then you need to use the same hand to stop the timer and all kinds of things. And if you touch the piece, obviously you cannot, you just need to move it already. And things like this, like fun little details. And then the game started, and I was just really nervous because it was not just the game I had to focus, it was also the timer. Like I had to remember, like my memory is like really bad. So I had to constantly remind myself to press the timer. And I was not very fast with it, so I lost seconds, like very important seconds when I was playing with that thing. Anyway, I don't know how long the first game was. Maybe few minutes or 1 minute. Anyway, I lost. I lost that game because I was just like, my mind was like all over the place. I was like, what is happening? Like, this is so fast. Like, I didn't have any time to think of my moves. I was just like, okay, okay, okay. And then it was over. And then after every game, we had to go mark our points to this like a paper catalog or something, like where we had to like put the number of our points. Then I was just putting a zero down there. And then I walked or moved to the other board. Like we always moved like one to the left, and it was very sophisticated system anyway. So then I think my next opponent was like an older man, like very, very sweet. But he was already looking at me like, who are you? Like, you're a total beginner. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm like answering his look by like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm not supposed to be here, and I tried to tell you. But we play anyways, and he destroyed me. I think in under a minute. 1 minute of 3 minutes, and he was done with me. And I'm like, yeah, this will not be my movie moment. This will not be my movie moment. Anyway, I decided because there's one thing about me. I am not a quitter, so even in this moment, all I could think was, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to play all these games. And meanwhile, somewhere behind me, there was this little boy, like maybe 10 years old, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit older. And he was like, he was acting very calm and confident in there. Like, I had no time to see any of his games, but I just had this like vibe about him. Like, he's maybe like some kind of a super, you know, superhero here or something, like a superstar. He was just so calm. And I was thinking like where am I? Like, where did I come to? Like this like, am I going to play against him? Like what is going to happen? Like is he going to destroy me as well? And like, I don't know. It felt like so weird to me. And then I just kept playing, and I learned more about the timer and um, about some rules about the game and everything. And then there was one game where I actually managed to eat my opponent's queen. And I was like, yes, like finally, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. And and then I didn't manage to make a checkmate because he was just so fast and running away from anything I tried. And then I noticed that these people are like coming around us because our game was like the longest. And I was like, please don't look. Please don't look at what I'm doing. Like, why? Like, I was under like a huge pressure. And I knew like everybody was like analyzing like every move and like what I didn't do and what I did and all my blunders and mistakes. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And yeah, I lost on time. So even eating the queen, not enough, folks. Not enough. And maybe was it after that? I can't even remember how many games we played, but time and time again I had to go to this paper and mark a little zero next to my name, which was very humbling. And so then um, then I moved to the last board of the evening to face my last opponent. And I think you can already guess who it was. It was this little boy I had been very concerned about, who just sat in front of me, and we started to play in complete silence. We didn't really talk. And I was so nervous. I was like, I didn't even know what to do anymore. I just tried to play, and I don't know how long it took. At some point, I just knew like I'm going to lose again, and that was it. Then we said like GG, and that was the end of it. That was the end of that torture. But I have to say, it felt like it was a movie. It was not really my movie, but it was just awesome. Like even if it was like total torture for me, because of the time, it was still very very cool. But I have never gone back since. I didn't go back because I was thinking I would have to learn Blitz, and I'm not very I'm not very into it. Especially not after that. I think I'm more like a classical girl at this point in time. So that was my first ever chess club experience, and I hope I will get many more. But it was just a fun story about how things went. And yeah, currently I'm not playing in any clubs or anything, but maybe one day, maybe maybe one day I will find a club where they play classical games. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the video. That's my next video. Maybe next time I will tell you even more stories about chess and such, but I think I will wrap it for today. So thank you for watching, and if you want to see more, please subscribe and leave a comment and like. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Bye.